Hello, hello. How are you all doing, guys? So good to see you. Back at Namami with Kitty Kalra, bringing you some fitness gyan again. So let's have more people join in. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay, guys, this is me back with my gyan or pushing you guys to become better into your fitness regime, how you can improve, what you can work on. You might be working out, you might be eating right, and there are still some things which are not working for you and you're not getting the results. So I'm going to tell you a little myths and facts here and actually bust a few myths that a lot of us have when we do workouts, when we exercise, and we don't know exactly what to follow, what to adopt, because there's so much we've heard around from different places, different people, from trainers. So I'm going to discuss and bust a few myths here. A few workout myths that are probably doing you more harm than doing good to you when you're working out, or even if you're exercising for 5 days, 6 days a week, and still maybe you're not doing something right. So the first myth that I want to target and hit is that a lot of us have this whole myth and thought and a blockage in our mind that if you need to be fit, you need to work out for 1 hour or maybe more. You probably feel that all the fit people work out a lot. So it's not about the timing that you put in. It's not about the quantity that you put in. It's about the quality. So it's not about how many hours you're putting in. You can actually work out for 20-25 minutes is what I normally push everyone to do. That start working out for 25 minutes for about 4 days a week if you cannot find an hour. But do the right kind of workouts and check your postures, figure out your alignments, and do the workout right if you want to get the results. It's not about putting 1 hour and just doing crazy running on the treadmill or just jogging out, but not putting in enough quality workouts that are going to help you and work on strengthening your muscles and work on your overall fitness. Okay, so 1 hour is not important because quality matters and not quantity. As long as you're consistent, if you're working out for 5 to 6 days a week, you will become fit. So do not go crazy about working out for an hour or finding that hour when you don't have it. So some days you can definitely work out for an hour if you have time and if you're doing a mix of a good cardio and strength training. But then some days if you don't, just hit the mat, pull it out in your room, or do an office desk workout. Anything which just works for 20 minutes even a day. The second myth that I want to break here is for a lot of women out there who probably believe that picking up weights makes you bulky and it bulks you up like a man or those Hulk Hogans. So my take on this is that it's not the weights. It's about how much you lift and how many reps you're doing. So if you're doing weights, it's fabulous because weights or any kind of resistance training is going to start giving you leaner definition, which is not going to be possible when you're just doing a lot of cardio and you're not doing strength training or not lifting weights. So when you lift weights is actually when you start building muscle and it actually starts giving you a leaner definition. Okay, and that's what it is about weights. So pick up weights, don't do such heavy weights, girls. Pick up a lighter weight up to maybe 5 kilos, but increase your reps and sets. Okay, so try and do 3 to 4 sets of that same workout or exercises, and that's how you will start getting more definition. And it's not just about weights, it's also about anything and any form of strength training. So if you pick up a workout which is with the TRX suspension ropes, if you pick up a workout with the props or your own body weight workout, it's going to work fabulously the same way as weights work to give you a leaner definition on the body. We'll take up the questions later. Keep rolling them in. So I'll keep marking them and memorizing the questions, and I'm going to answer them at the end of the live. So now the other one that we all have in our mind is that if you sweat more, you burn more calories. Let me tell you that sweat has nothing to do with burning calories. Sweat is just your sweat glands which become active when you're working out, and they actually differ for a lot of people. A lot of us might not have the same kind of sweat glands. Like I honestly do not really sweat too much unless and until I'm doing some crazy cardio or dancing for an hour or so. So sweat is only a measure of the water evaporating from your body, literally when you're working out. That's why I say that when you work out, please work out in a good air-conditioned environment. Don't keep putting on jackets and jackets for you to sweat because you think you're going to keep burning calories. Because sweat has nothing to do with burning calories. You will only dehydrate your muscles inside. You will dehydrate yourself and become more prone to injuries. And like I said, when you sweat, you dehydrate the muscle if you're not having enough water in between your workouts. So that muscle is going to become more prone to injury because that muscle is going to dry up and it has more chances of breaking or getting injured or for you to get more cramps. So sweat has nothing to do with burning calories, and hence please work out in a good air conditioned or a cool environment. Wear only enough clothes that you need. Don't just layer up because you want to sweat more. So prevent yourself from injuries and keep yourself hydrated. The other myth that a lot of people have, especially women who struggle with a lot of belly fat, is that crunches is the best way to get flat abs. Again, ab crunches is a fabulous way to work on those abs for yourself, but just ab crunches is only going to target your upper or lower abdominal muscles. They do not work on your obliques and they do not work around the whole transverse or the TA area of yours, which is all running across your abs and your back. So once we target that whole area, which is the belt area, that's when you will start cutting down your belly fat, when you start targeting working out all those muscles around that belt area. So it's not just abs. Okay, so the best way I feel is to bring in a combination with the ab crunches. Do your obliques, do your plank variations. For me, planks work beautifully, and I think it's a great way also to build a lot of strength in your lower back. Just holding a plank. If you can't do too much, if you can't challenge yourself, don't do crazy plank variations that you land up in injuries. Just do something basic that you can hold a plank or a simple side plank. Okay, and then progress to more variations, push-ups and stuff like that in a plank position. But otherwise, bring in Russian twists, bring in your ab crunches and plank variations to actually target all the belly fat and burn fat around that area. Not just ab crunches, okay? Also remember, the more and more crazy ab crunches you do, you are putting a lot of pressure on your back. So a lot of people get a back pain or a back issue or a muscle pull in their back when they do a lot of abs. So this is the reason you need to balance it well. Do a little workout in a prone position when you're lying on your abs, doing a little planks, Superman planks, lifting up your feet or your upper body when you're lying on your abs, or doing planks in that position, and combine it with lying on your back and doing ab workouts. So it's a combination of lying on the side, on your back and on your abs. Okay, more questions. The other myth, squats and lunges are bad for knees. Well, if we do not work out with the right alignments, any kind of an exercise and workout could be harmful to some body part or the other. So the whole idea is to actually keep in mind your alignments and do it the right way. Now, a squat is basically sitting on a chair. Every day we sit on a chair, we sit on the bed, we get in the car, we stand up. So it's like a squat. So how can it be bad for your knees? Right? If we were doing that, we would really, all of us have bad knees just by doing nothing, even no exercise. Because sitting on a chair or getting up is like a squat. So that's why it's not bad for your knees. The only thing is that when we do a workout and we do a lunge or a squat and our knee crosses our toe, that's a wrong alignment. That's when you're putting more pressure on your knee and not onto your glutes or your heels. So always make sure that when you do a lunge or a squat, all your weight is actually towards your heels or your glutes or butt. Okay, also keep your back nice and straight. A lot of people bend forward while doing a squat or a lunge, and that's where it puts a lot of pressure even on your knees and your back. So it's the alignment, guys. It's not the squats and the lunges. Okay, then the other one, which is a crazy one now because there are so many fad workouts. There are all these new workouts that are coming in, the CrossFit, the high intensity workouts, the Tabatas, which are amazing, which are really great for fat loss and burning a lot of calories. But the myth is that high intensity interval training or super high intensity workouts are the best ways to get fit. Well, like I just said, that these are great ways to burn fat and they are great to burn calories, but also they could be a little harsh on your joints. So make sure that you don't land into injuries when you're targeting and doing high intensity workouts, guys. Be soft and be kind to yourself. Do the kind of workouts that work for your body. There are a lot of ways to get fit. It's not just that someone's got fit with this kind of a workout will work for you as well. Everybody is made differently. Everybody is not made for cardio or strength or endurance. So there are different ways. It's maybe endurance your body is made for. Somebody's body is different. You have more stamina. You don't have strength. You have more strength and you don't have more stamina. So see what works for your body and do your workouts according to that. If you think high intensity workout is good for you, but you balance it well with your strength training and your other workouts, so there is not a full pressure every day on those same joints. So always a mix of workouts is what I suggest. So you also challenge your muscles, your different muscle groups, and you even get results faster. Okay, questions. The other myth, we're still talking, so I'll answer them later. The most fun question that I always get, and a lot of people think workouts help you lose weight. No, workouts don't help you lose weight. Workouts only help you tone up, guys. Like they say, abs and your weight is all managed through your food and it's all made in the kitchen. So it's not about your workouts, it's about the food that you eat. Okay. But a great combination is to maintain a healthy diet and workouts, because even if you're eating all healthy and your weight comes down, you still don't have tone in your body. You still don't have the definition in your body if you're not going to work out, guys. Plus, movement heals. So you need to move your body parts to have more blood flow going there, to stay younger, to build more joint health, to fight diseases, illnesses like osteoporosis, blood pressure, and heart diseases, stuff like that, diabetes, and so many more. If you start working out, you will actually start fighting against these diseases. So for that, you really need to move, you need to work out. Even if you do a little walk, 20 minutes of walk, and combine it with a little body weight workouts or yoga, whatever works for you. So weight loss is all about the food we eat. It's always said that it's 80% your diet and 20% your workout. But workout 6 days a week is actually going to start giving you weight loss results if you start balancing it with the right kind of foods that you eat. Okay. Questions. What is the best workout to lose weight? I have spoken about this before, but like I just said, everybody is different and it depends on what your goals are. If your goal is just to maintain, then you can do a 3-day of cardio and a 3-day of strength training. And strength training can be whatever variation that works for you. If it's you like your own body weight workout, you can go in for functional training, do yoga, do Pilates on the mat, or you can lift weights, do some TheraBand workouts, do some Pilates circle, the ball workout, and bring in more accessories to do more strength and challenge your core and your body. So cardios can be again different ways of doing it. You could do jogging, treadmill. I'm not such a fan of treadmills, but of course you can go for a run, you can do your cycling, you could do your swimming if you stay in a city where right now the weather's okay, or you can do your dancing. So whatever. So 3 days of cardio and 3 days of strength training is ideally what works very well for most of us to maintain the right weight and to stay fit. Lunges. My knees are bad and I get a pain while doing the lunges. So if your knees are not good, you need to do back lunges, guys. Don't do a forward lunge. Do a back lunge if you have bad knees or a pain in the knees every time you do a lunge. Okay? So back lunges are the way to do your lunge and still not take the impact on your knees. A back lunge, not a forward lunge. Okay? And you don't really need to go deep into your squats or into the lunges if you have bad knees. Plus, guys, start strengthening those knees. There are a lot of other ways to strengthen it. If you just give up your lunges, you will think that your knees are becoming better. They might not hurt because you're not doing anything to hurt them, but they're not even strengthening, right? Because you're not strengthening it. So you need to side by side start strengthening that body part, which is probably not in the best of health. And the same goes for the back. Yes, I did read somewhere about the back. So the same goes for the back, that you might have a bad back and you just don't work out because your back is bad. But then how do we work on that back? We have to strengthen it. We have to get back to workouts, right? We cannot be stuck there and not work out or not move because we have a bad back. When you have pain, guys, don't work out for those 3-4 days. But when your pain subsides and you're ready to move a little bit, then start strengthening that muscle, whether it's your back or it's your knees or it's your shoulders. Start working out for 10 minutes. Do some kind of stretches, do some kind of strengthening. Normally, if you do a physiotherapy session, they will teach you a few exercises. So please start with those for 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day, so that you start taking the focus down to that body part to strengthen it. Okay, and then slowly when you're stronger, you can start working out and doing more of that body part. If it's your knees, then you can do your lunges, you can go for your cycling, but start strengthening the body parts. Is 20 minutes enough for 3 days? So this 3-day workout doesn't make sense to me at all, because you get a chance to become lazy. You get a chance and a excuse to find an excuse of not working out. जैसे 3 दिन सोचने हैं तो let me think, Monday, Wednesday और Friday को कर लूँगी. Monday टाइम नहीं मिला तो अच्छा फिर Tuesday और Thursday और Saturday कर लूँगी. फिर सैटरडे को लेट नाइट, फ्राइडे को लेट नाइट हो गई, सैटरडे भी पार्टी है तो फ्राइडे भी निकल गया, तो अच्छा चलो फिर मंडे कर लूँगी. So guys, you get an excuse when you only think 3 or 2 days. But if you think 5 days, then you have to find those 5 days, right? So work out for 5 days, 25 to 30 minutes, please. If you want to be fit, I always tell everybody around, do not target thin, target fit. Okay? Do not target fat loss, target to be fitter in life. always. And that's when all the other targets and all the other goals you will start achieving, because you're focused and you're not obsessed with your weight, right? You're not obsessed with the dress size. So start being consistent. Do a little bit of a workout every day. Do some kind of movement. Mix your workouts if that makes you happy, which makes me happy. So I do a lot of different variations of exercises and fitness regimes. So do that, but at least have consistency. Having said that, okay, I think this weight loss thing is a never-ending topic. And I guess we have all the experts on Namami Life who are discussing mostly about weight loss, about the right foods. It's of course the best wellness site that you all can be on. But guys, try and bring in a lifestyle change in your life. So focus on the right eating and your right workouts is how you will maintain a proper weight and a healthier lifestyle. Okay. So that's what I said. A recap of our myths. Number 1, you do not have to work out for 1 hour every day. Okay. Number 2, you sweat is the only way to burn calories is a wrong myth again. Number 3, crunches is the best way to get flat abs. Again, is just a myth. You need to bring in other kind of variations like a plank or obliques and etc. to burn the belly fat area and get flat abs. Exercise is the only way to lose weight? No. Food is the major way to lose weight. Exercise actually just helps you tone up. Squats and lunges are bad for the knees. Wrong alignments and wrong posture while doing any kind of workout is actually bad for that body part or muscle. So maintain and do the right alignments. Know your workouts. Know your exercise. Know your postures. High intensity workout is the best way again to burn fat and burn calories. Is again just a myth. You need to be sensible and find an intelligent way of working out. Whatever works for your body and whatever is kind to your joints and your heart, your health, so that you're actually doing good to yourself and not doing more harm, guys. So keep in mind all these workout myths and go ahead, start working out happily, watching your body, listening to your body, getting the signs. Also, I want to just conclude by telling you that please do warm up, especially in winters, which has hit my city called Delhi. You have to do a warm up. Even when we go for a run or cycling, just do a little bit of stretches, guys. Whenever you start a workout, even if it's a small little stretch, even if it's an easy workout like a Pilates workout or a yoga workout, doesn't need too much warm up, but it's always good to start with a little stretches. So do a little warm up first for about 5-7 minutes or 10 minutes actually. And a cool down is even more important. Whatever stress your muscles might have gone through, a cool down is very important to send a message to those muscles to relax, to calm down and to come back to their pre-workout condition as fast as they can, which is only possible once you do a cool down, once you stretch, you bring your heart rate down. Okay. So apart from doing all your workout and keeping in mind all the myths that we just discussed, make sure that you warm up and you cool down for sure before and after you finish your workout. Stay healthy, stay fit, and I'll see you soon again back on Namami Life on Friday at 6 p.m. Keep staying logged in for more on Namami Life, and we have an app as well, guys. So download it and stay fit and follow what all the experts have to share with you. See you guys.